All right, a very beautiful evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us this amazing Saturday evening. It's the last day of this month, so I hope that you're feeling great. You're feeling gingered already because a lot of things might have happened this month, but hey, you're still here, so that alone should be able to ginger you this evening. So it's definitely a good time to be happy and be gingered because you're getting into a new month. So yeah, an amazing Saturday evening to you, to all of the women of the Women Radio Network and our dear listeners. Yes, we are live on radio. So welcome to the August Women Engagement Series 2025. Proudly brought to you by Women Radio 91.7 FM, Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families, and of course, the Voice of Women Foundation. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and I'll be your host for today. Yes, Nami go drive the show today, so make you just follow me jejely until we get there. Okay, I will be your host for today's Power Pack session, and of course, I'm sure that before you even got to join, you saw the flyers, you saw the advert. You were able to follow up with all of the a lot of the things that we have been doing to promote this because looking at it alone, it should be something that will just through you to want to be with us this evening. So today's session is on beyond hustle, reclaiming peace, purpose, and productivity. That's the theme for this evening. And if you attended our first, the one we did in May, the first engagement series we had in May, some month back, I'm sure that you must have gained a lot. So looking forward to this one that has to do with, your productivity, your peace, and just being whole. This is definitely, a good one for you. So yes, so we're happy so you don't join us from every part of the country this evening, wherever you're hearing us from, wherever you're joining us from online. We're super excited that you are here with us, joining us this evening. So yes, we live in a world where the constant hustle often leaves women exhausted. I'm sure that you would agree with me with that. Sometimes only you they cook, only you they go work, only you they do children, only you they attend to family matters, only you they answer people for office, only you they do a lot of things. So yeah, it could actually be a lot and it could be exhausting, especially for women. And it could also be overwhelming. It could be overwhelming at some point, and sometimes you feel disconnected from, yourself. You just feel like, this one not be just me. This will not be me at all. But at the end of the day, you will definitely, you just find a way to live on. But all of those things just they compound, it just they your mind. You don't even know how you want to do them. But don't worry, because today's session is about breaking that circle. That's why we just they rotate. They feel like say, this one, oh, you just get a CB. One person won't rest, one person won't know what they really do. That's what today is about. Okay, this engagement series. Today's session is about breaking that circle, learning how to balance ambition with wellness. So they say, na person way well, na person way they all right, now they feel follow ambition. Na person way they okay, now they feel do what he say he want to. And then we'll also get to look at how to balance peace. Okay, and also get to get purpose too while staying productive. So you're productive, but you need to embrace peace. You need to get your purpose together and all of these things so that you are whole and you're able to be productive at the end of the day. Now, this webinar is not just a conversation like every other kind of conversation. It's a guide. Okay, so this will leave you with practical tools, strategies, and mindset shifts to help you reclaim your balance in your personal life and in your professional life. So you would want to actually stay with us to the very end of this. Now, we are broadcasting live on Women Radio 91.7. So, dear listeners, thank you very much for joining us. And we are excited you are here with us this evening. And we are also live on YouTube. Yes, you can join us on YouTube and get to, watch the conversation and follow up on the conversation too. Okay. And we are, for those listening live, you can do what to send a message. Maybe while at it, you're hearing from our guest this evening, you just want to send a message. You have some concerns you want to share. Trust me, you can do so. Just do what to send us a message to 070-317-56537. All right, send us a WhatsApp message to 070 317-56537 or 08155-917-917. Those are the different means that you can get in touch with us this evening for those listening live. Okay. And for those who have joined us online, on Zoom, don't worry. You can always drop your questions, Sabi. Definitely. You can drop your questions and we'll definitely, get to have you ask them maybe much later on in the show. So before we head on, just some housekeeping rules just to keep all of this together, okay? Just to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're doing this together and all of us can be able to hear and understand what our guest has for us today. Now, just before we dive into all of it, just few housekeeping rules for this evening, especially for those who have joined us, via Zoom this evening. So first of all, your mic should be muted unless one called upon to speak. Like I said about the questions, drop your questions in the chat box. We'll definitely take them during our Q&A. There will be a session for Q&A, so we'll definitely take your questions at that time. Now, if you're listening on radio, like I mentioned earlier too, kindly send in your questions via WhatsApp, okay? To the numbers that I have shared, but I'll still be sharing it again. Now, while you're probably at asking your questions or dropping them, please be respectful in your comments, okay? And the kind of language you use, don't forget we're on air. And you know that you get some kind of certain things where we're not supposed to talk on air. So please be respectful in your comments and your language. And then finally, keep your cameras off if you're not dressed appropriately, okay? So, I mean, we know ourselves are being here. So let's try to do that while at it. So these are just my few rules, so don't worry. They're not plenty, just these few things that I just want you to have at the back of your mind, okay? So now, with that out of the way, and before we get to welcome our guest, we have a short message that I would want you to look at. Okay, the Voice of Women Conference is coming up. This is our yearly event at Women Radio. We're super excited. This is coming up in October, and it's going to be one of the most anticipated conference that you have probably seen this year. If you have been following us, I'm sure that VOW is one that should always keep you on your toes because different aspects we get to look at each year. So let's get to listen to the short message and then we get to hear from our guests. When we come back, we'll definitely welcome our guests. So here we go.
It's ready for the ninth edition of the Voice of Women Conference and Awards, VOW 2025. Theme, Harness and Men's Solidarity and Grassroots Women's Influence for Female Leadership and Governance. Mark your VOW 2025 calendar for Thursday, 2nd October 2025 at 9 a.m. at the NAF Conference Center, Abuja, Nigeria. VOW 2025 is a national conversation and solidarity for men and grassroots women working together for a national transformation to power more women in governance. To register, visit voiceofwomen.ng. VOW 2025 is brought to you by the Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio WFM 91.7.
Okay, so that's the Voice of Women Conference coming up in October. We've told you how to register, and I'm hoping that you would definitely get to register. Go to our social media pages and follow up and get to register. We'd definitely love to have you there. There's an option of joining online. It's going to be in Abuja, but yes, you can follow online. We're in the age of technology, right? So you can follow any event online. So yes, we'll be expecting to have you there at the Voice of Women Conference coming up in October. All right, so back to our engagement series right now. Yes, if you're just joining us live on radio, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. And of course, this is our August webinar series, okay? Women Engagement Series. And the title of this series is Beyond Hustle, Reclaiming Peace, Purpose, and Productivity. And we get to do this every 3 months. So yeah, who knows, before the end of this year, we will definitely come up with something. Okay, so let's get on to meet our guest today without wasting much time. Now, our speaker for today is Deborah Toby Olawale. She's the Executive Director of Oneness Hub, Okay, Deborah is a versatile person. Now, our speaker, Deborah Tobiolawale, is a professional mental health therapist and a family life coach. Now, she's passionate about helping individuals and families achieve healing, growth, and wholeness. I talked about, being whole. And that's just is once you have your peace, you're productive, you would definitely, see yourself as a whole person. Now, through counseling, she gets to achieve this through therapy, mentoring, and coaching. Deborah is the executive director of Oneness Hub, a coaching and counseling organization offering individual mentoring, dating coaching, premarital and marital counseling, as well as private and group therapy. She is also the founder and president of the Women Empowerment Initiative, a foundation committed to raising and empowering kingdom women. All right, so today she's speaking on Beyond Hustle, Reclaiming Peace, Purpose, and Productivity. So you all join me with a virtual clap to welcome Deborah Tobi Olawale. Deborah, over to you.
Thank you, Rose. It's good to be here. Good evening, everyone. And how has our day been? Okay, I wouldn't want to take much of our time, so I'm just going to share my slide with you, and then we delve into the topic. I hope that's fine. Okay, let me do that straight away. All right. So, Beyond Hustle, Reclaiming Peace, Purpose, and Productivity for Women. All right. And this is really an interesting topic for me because we are all in it. Even the speaker is in it. So it's relatable. But I believe that we can share one or two things about this topic and to help ourselves. All right. So let's move ahead. What do I have here? I have understanding the hustle culture. What we'll be looking at again is the cost of constant busyness. We're also going to be looking at how you can reclaim your peace and how to have a sustainable productivity strategies. All right. So why does this conversation matter really? Well, let's see. Hustle culture glorifies burnout. Just follow me closely. Women juggle multiple roles, often without support. Yes, that juggling of multiple roles, we are there, right? Post-pandemic stress and social media amplified pressure. So what are we going to be achieving today? We really want to understand the toll of hustle culture. We want to learn the strategies for peace, and we want to redefine productivity, right, through purpose. You see, we live in a world that celebrates busyness and rewards burnout. Also, culture has become a norm, especially for women who are expected to juggle multiple roles with grace, strength, and silence. You know, the people in faith will say Proverbs 31 woman, she's able to do all. Wonderful. Okay. Whether it's in the workplace, at home, in relationship, or even in how we show up online, there is that pressure to perform is always constant, right? And I believe you can relate with it. And while many of these roles are rooted in love and purpose, all of these things, when we look at it, they are very valid. Is it work? Is it family? Is it yourself? Everything very valid. So while all of these roles are rooted in love and purpose, you see, the lack of balance can quietly erode our mental and emotional health. So economic uncertainty also fuels overwork, and the emotional labor women carry often goes unseen and unspoken. So this is really why this topic matters. This is what we are having to show up at all times. We want to be here, we want to be there. And like I would always say, it is so justified. We should be here, we should be there, we are needed there. However, if there is lack of balance, it can quietly, that's one thing you should note. It starts quietly. right? It can quietly erode our mental and emotional health. So that's why this conversation matters. We are not just talking about stress, we are talking about sustainability. We are here to explore how we can reclaim peace and reconnect with purpose. So now let's take a closer look at the culture that is driving this hustle culture. What is the mind behind this hustle culture, right? So what do I have here? I have that. What is hustle culture? Hustle culture is a pervasive mindset. And I really want you to note that this thing starts from the mind, right? That glorifies constant activity, achievement, and self-sacrifice. Did you note that? Self-sacrifice, right? It promotes the idea that success is earned only through relentless efforts, often at the expense of rest, emotional well-being, and personal boundaries. Like we just have this mindset as women that we are to give our all. Is that a lie? Well, not 100%. Actually, we are to give our all. But at the same time, we have to create a balance of while you are giving, there has to be a way you are refilling yourself. Otherwise, as you continually give, it gets to a point in time, right, that the fuel level goes down. And then you begin to realize that some things has actually happened, right? So we are often that's people that really want to go right with without personal boundary, giving self-sacrifice, giving yourselves. You see, for women, also culture extends far beyond the workplace. It shows up in our career. We really want to perform, we want to climb, we never want to slow down. Yes, we don't want to be looked down on. It's a very good thing, right? Motherhood, expectation to be endlessly nurturing, available, and selfless. And I can relate with this. I have two strong men in the house, and it's been holiday period. So I really can relate with this. That's being available and selfless, right? Relationship, emotional labor, caretaking, and being the strong one. Appearance, these are ways that the hustle culture shows up. Appearance, societal pressure to look polished, youthful, and put together. In fact, social media has really helped us now. Everyone is wanting to eat the gym, wanting to have a shape, wanting to have that shape. Well, is that bad? Not really. But let's see how all of these things, if they are not balanced right from your mind, how they can create unbalance. All right. It also culture also shows in our social roles, being the reliable friend, the community volunteer, the fixer. You go to religious centers now, you have more women than men, which is very good. Like I would always say that, which is very good. You see, so also culture shows up in every corner of a woman's life, not just in her career, but in her caregiving, her relationship, her parents, and her emotional labor. And let's be honest, many of these roles are rooted in love and responsibility. They are not inherently toxic, they are not. But when the pressure to excel in all of them becomes constant and unquestioned, when the pressure to excel in all of them becomes constant, right, and unchecked, and unquestioned, it begins to erode our well-being. The danger isn't in the doing, it's in the never pausing. The danger is not in doing this thing, but our ability to pause and say, okay, I need a break, to know when to pause, to know how to pause. And really, we are going to get there today, right? So when we don't allow space for rest, reflection, and or imperfection, we risk losing ourselves in the very roles we are trying to fulfill. Also, without balance isn't strength, it is self-neglect. Also, without balance is not strength. right? So when they are not going to give you award for, oh, you are doing the most, they can say that, right? But you will know that deep down inside of you, there is something being affected. You will surely know. So also without balance, my people, it is not strength, it is self-neglect. We've divided also culture. But what does it actually do to our minds, our bodies, and relationships? And I believe that you can relate with me as a woman that these are all the things we go through. So let's move fast. Let me show you that 68% of women experience burnout. Recent studies show alarming rate of burnout among women, with many struggling to balance multiple roles. And I must say, almost all the program I attend, most of the question women ask, how can I balance? How can I balance? I can now balance. That is the question in almost all the women's mind. 76% of women report chronic stress, APA 2023. While 34%, there's 34% increase in burnout was recorded among professional women post-pandemic, right? So these numbers are sobering, actually, right? These numbers are so, they tell us something is deeply out of alignment. It is not about work. It's the emotional labor, the caregiving, the pressure to be everything to everyone, to be everything to everyone. Many women are functioning, but not all are flourishing. Many women are functioning, but not all are flourishing. And we have to get ourselves to a point of flourishing today. You and I will make that decision, right? That you can be functioning and not be flourishing. You can be there for your children and you are missing out on something very important to you, right? So they are praised for being strong, but silently unraveling under the weight of invisible expectations. Am I doing well? Am I doing lot of questions? How can I be better? How can I be a better mother? How can I be a better wife? How can I be a better employee? How can I be a better employer? That is what we are looking at. So many women are functioning, right? But not flourishing. So beyond the numbers, there is a deeper cost, one that affects our physical health, emotional well-being, and personal connection. I am trying to show us, right, that if we don't pay attention to these things, these are probably things we will be going through, right? So let's look at the hidden cost. We have the physical impact, we have the emotional impact, and we have the relational impact. You and I know that, right? For physical impact, you are stress-related health problem affecting daily functioning, sleep disruption, and poor self-care habits, increased vulnerability to anxiety, depression, and self-related illness. These, amongst many others, are the physical impacts that we can have if we are not looking at how we can take a pause. We have the emotional impact, the imposter syndrome and persistent self-doubt about capabilities. Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? These are all the things that would be affected. Physically, many women are running on empty. Chronic stress disrupts sleep, weakens immunity. I remember there was a time my husband traveled and I had like I said, I have two boys, and whenever I want to sleep, my alarm is always like 4 a.m. And sincerely, it's not even about the alarm, because I was actually waking up too, because I needed to wake up early, knowing fully well I'm the only one at home. I needed to wake up early so that I can prepare two sons to school. So the anxiety was there for a week that I traveled. When he came back, I said, sir, just have your boys. I needed a pause, right? So you will see that if there is no pause, emotionally, the pressure to be perfect creates a cycle of self-criticism and guilt. Even when we achieve something, we struggle to feel joy. We struggle to feel joy because we still feel that there is more to be done, right? That's what the Ozu culture does to our mindset. Imposter syndrome creeps in, right? We question our what and all of that. But I really want to run fast because you and I can agree that these are all the things we will likely face if there are some things not done, right? So we must now begin to look at, okay, haven't said all of the, haven't understood that if you are running with this also culture and you are not learning to take a break or some other things, you are bound to face all of this. Now, let's look at how we can begin to reclaim our peace, because we are going to start from peace. Why? Let me show you. Reclaiming your peace. Now, number one thing you need to do to reclaim your peace, and I think if you have a biro and a pen, you need to begin to write these things down. I really want you to be practical with us. Recognize pattern. Identify the personal also culture behavior triggers. I'm going to explain these things. Number two is set boundaries. Number three is redefine success. Redefine success. Number four, practice self-compassion. Love your neighbor as yourself. You too, you have to love yourself. I know you want to give, but you too, you have to give to yourself too first. You have to love yourself. Practice of compassion. Number five, build right support. Now let's begin to look at what these things mean. What do I mean by a recognized pattern? Begin by noticing your own personal also trigger. Begin. Okay. Okay, sorry. The poll, all right. So begin by noticing your own personal also trigger. Is it guilt when we are resting? Some of us cannot even rest successfully and take our mind off some things. We are already thinking about our children. We are already thinking about work. What is your own personal also trigger? Is it guilt when resting, anxiety when not being productive? Reflect on where these patterns come from. So if you are feeling guilt when resting, where is this pattern coming from? Is it family expectation? Is it workplace culture? Or is it your internalized belief? Is it your family expectation that, oh, mommy must be doing this, mommy must be doing that, or sister must be doing this, sister must be doing that? Or is it workplace expectation? So you need to begin to realize where yours is coming from. Or it is your own internalized belief system that if I am not doing everything, or if I am not resting, or if I'm resting, I'm not doing well enough as a woman. What is your own trigger? Right? Where is the pattern come? Is it your family expectation, your workplace, or your internalized belief? So when you are aware of these things, you can begin to shift from those things. You can begin to reprogram yourself. You can begin to speak yourself out of it. If it is family expectation, you need to begin to have conversation with your family. If it is workplace culture, you need to begin, right, to create a structure. And if it is your own internalized belief, you need to begin to relearn, unlearn, and begin to think about yourself. And you need to begin to do that. That's the first one, recognize the pattern. The second one is setting boundary. I love this so much. Setting boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges to peace. Create clear limits between work and personal time. You still want to take work home. Create limits between work, right, and personal time. E.g., no email at, let people know your principle. Be able to say no. When it is time to rest and someone is calling you, oh, can I pay you a visit? I need this. You can always tell the person, no, it is time for me to rest. Even if it is your children, as they are growing, for those that can understand. You need to begin to tell, I won't be able to mother you well if I'm tired, if I'm stressed out. You need to begin to have this conversation. So have clear limits between work and personal time. Learn to say no without guilt and yes with intention. One of my favorite scripture is let your yes be yes and let your no be no. So learn to say no without guilt. It's no is a complete sentence. There is no need for you to say no, but no is no. You can learn it. You can be firm, right? Boundaries also include emotional boundaries, e.g., protecting your energy from toxic dynamics, right? If you are online, and there is somebody that is putting your pressure on. Ah, God, when am I going to be like this? When am I? Look, the person. It's not a must you follow the person. Protect your own energy. Putting, stop putting, unnecessary pressure on yourself. Do you see everybody has their race? Understand your own race. Do you see that? So protect your energy from toxic dynamics. Protect your energy from anything, right, that brings your emotion up. Protect your energy from it. Let's move quickly. Number 3 is redefine success. If this has been helpful thus far, just put it right in the chat box. What is your own pattern? What pattern have you recognized? What is that trigger? Is it your expectation? Is it your belief? Just put it there. And the step you are going to take, setting boundary, just put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. We want to hear from you. Number 3 is you redefine success. Some of us have seen that, right, or have come to conclusion that these are the things that makes me. While those things are part of it, they are not all of it. So all we are doing is about, you want to satisfy people, you want them to be good. While that is good, that is not all there is to you. And as a matter of fact, I feel that it's because some people do not have that which they can call, oh, this is what I am living for, or this is what I love to do. Hence, all of the activities is what they are finding worth in. So redefine success. Move away from metrics like productivity, perfection, or performance. Performance does not equate productivity. Move away from, there are some things you should not be doing. Move away from, it's time to look at your life again. What are the things I can drop? You can't do everything at the same time. What are the things? What structure do I need to redefine success for you? Ask, what does success feel like, not just look like? And it's different from everybody. Some people's success might be their marriages. Some people's success might be what does your own success feel like? Redefine it. Divine success based on your values, on your peace, your joy, impact, and authenticity. Do you see that? That is how to define your success. Based on your values. What are your values? What will you like to see? What brings joy to you? What is that impact? Because listen, at times, I'm in that space where I'm exhausted. I am in that space too. And that's why I said everybody is there. But give me what I am doing by speaking to you, and I am going to revitalize, because this is what gives me joy, helping others. This is what gives me joy. So if you deprive me of this, I am not myself. Do you see that? So what gives you joy? What's that impact? It therefore means that you can be doing your 9 to 5 and maybe in a month, set out one weekend where you do something that gives you joy, something impactful. And you will see how you are able to refuel your energy. That thing has to be there. right? That thing has to be there, and you have to be the driver of it. Do you see that? So divine success based on your value, your peace, joy, impact, and authenticity. When success is rooted in meaning, it is sustainable. When success is rooted in meaning, it is sustainable, right? So you must identify that thing, and you begin to look for a way it can be done so that it can help you, or you can even incorporate yours into your workplace. So these things can be done, right? So peace creates space, and in that space, we can reconnect with something deeper. When you have done all of these things, you will see that there is that peace within you. That even when you are going through the stress, there is a peace at work in you. That is, you are still doing something you are happy about. And that means you are relating it to something deeper, right? Which is purpose. Now let's look at, okay, I'm still, wow, okay, I still have, number 4 is practice, is still on reclaiming your peace. I'm going to run through it quickly, right? Practice self-compassion. Replace harsh inner dialogue with kindness. I'm doing my best. You are good. You are enough. Do you see? Practice self-compassion. You are growing. You are growing. Self-compassion isn't indulgence, it is emotional resilience. You can be better, but you are doing well. These are things you should speak to yourself. It is not about perfection, my people, right? It's a journey. Do you see that? Use tools like affirmations, journaling, and therapy to nurture a gentler relationship with yourself. Number 5, build support. Healing happens in community, not isolation. And I must really say, even as a family life practitioner, I beg of you, if you are still single, ensure you get married to someone that you will do life together with. Your spouse is one of your best support system. And if you are in that situation where your spouse is not a supportive system, you can have that conversation. And if he's not in for that conversation, ensure you create a structure that can help in the home. Ensure you create such structure. So if you are not going to be there, which is very wrong as a support system, then maybe we'll get outsiders to do some things for us. Do you see that? So ensure you build support, cultivate relationships that nourish you, your friends, your mentors. You don't be friends with people that still talk you down. You are not doing enough. You are cheering yourself up. We can be better. We can do this. You can talk about things when is needed. So ask for help when needed. Vulnerability is strength. So let's move quickly. When you do all of this, you will get to a place of peace. When you practice self-compassion with yourself, don't be too harsh on yourself. You're on a journey. You can make mistakes and you get better, but ensure you are on a journey of growth. Do you see that? So now let's look at rediscovering purpose, right? So purpose is your internal compass. It is not about title or achievement. It's about meaning. I've spoken about that before. Purpose helps you make aligned decision, even in chaos. That is what I am talking about. That is, no matter how stressful it is, if you are able to move in purpose into your schedule, into your life. In fact, purpose should be what your life is about anyway. But if you are able to incorporate it, do you see, you are able to have that peace even in chaos. You can go, it gives you energy, right? Purpose is rooted in values and not validation. Ask, what matters most to me when no one is watching? What matters, what gives me that inner fulfillment when no one is watching? Right? So you can, if you are in a space, I'm running, but if you are in a space where you can do it now, wherever you are, you can begin to plan it and say, oh, by this time, this is where I would be. but ensure that there is purpose in it. It helps you, right, to make aligned decision. And listen, purpose evolves. It shifts with season of life. It shifts with season of life. So you must also understand that there are seasons. And if you are able to attach meaning to whatever you are doing at every season of your life, you will see that at those moments, there is this inner peace, inner joy, and it gives you strength. Do you see that? So purpose fuels sustainable productivity. Viktor Frankl says, those who have a why can bear almost anyhow. Those who have a why can bear almost anyhow. And I am saying purpose, again, is rooted in values and not validation. Now, let's run quickly. Right. So if I may ask you, put it in that chat box. What season are you? Are you fulfilling purpose in this season that you are? How can you begin to fulfill purpose, right, in this season that you are? Okay, so now let's talk about productivity. So when you get to that place of peace, that is what you are doing is not because of externalities, but because of what you have on your inside, and you are able to attach it, right, to purpose, you are going to get, our productivity will be on a high level. So productivity is not business, right? It is about meaningful progress. Meaningful progress. Do you see that? So you must prioritize. You must, let me give you these are the framework, right, for productivity. Now I'm having to run through it, right? These are the framework. If you can highlight this, you can just get it right for yourself. You align, check if task matches your value. You prioritize, you prioritize, you prioritize. I know that at times we say we want to rest, but once we're on our phone, on social media, we won't know when time has gone. So at times, these things take discipline on its own, right? So prioritize, choose what matters truly to you, what truly matters today. There is a code I had for myself, when I was coming up. It's DIE. DIE, do die, you die daily. So I said DIE, you do it every day. Whatever gives you joy, whatever gives you, do whatever helps you to grow, do it every day. Add little value to yourself every day. Do something every day. So when you are able to incorporate these things, right, into your daily schedule, you would see, right, that your productivity will rise. So align, prioritize, execute, and reflect. Track joy, again, I say, not just output. Okay, so I want to get to how to sustain this. I have 4 minutes left. All right, so I'm rushing through this. So how to sustain productivity without burnout is that you focus on progress rather than perfection. Focus on progress rather than perfection in all endeavor. I know that there are some people, they are perfectionists, right? But you may need to hold on. You may need to press break, right? Just as long as you are progressing, a little here, a little there, you would see that you will get it well. Mindful approach. So you schedule regular breaks and recovery time. Regular breaks and recovery time. Just be intentional about these things. Practice present moment awareness to reduce anxiety and overwhelm. We have the intentional systems also. Prioritize tasks based on value rather than urgency alone. Create workflow that supports rather than that drain energy. So these are ways you can sustain your productivity without burnout. There is something I want to ensure I give you, right, before I leave. Okay? And that is why I am having to move fast. This one, build your support system. I've spoken about it before. Professional support, consider therapy where needed, coaching. If you need help, please consider it. Coaching, counseling to develop personalized strategies for managing stress and burnout. Some people don't know their purpose. A coach can guide you, right? So seek for help, communication, community connection, and personal network. Now, I am rounding up. I hope this has been a blessing thus far. So what are the call to action, right? Is that number one, you reclaim your peace. Start with one small change today. Reclaim your peace. Reconnect with purpose. Some of us have left it, and I understand. Some of us have left it. Some of us have left it. You need to pick it back. When you were in university, all of those things you pictured then, let it still be at your forefront. Go and bring those notes, those journals you have before. Go and bring them out again. Rekindle this thing again and begin to see how you can start that journey in the midst of what you are doing. Redefine productivity. And again, I say affirmation. You are worthy of rest, joy, and purpose. I have these resources for you that can be of help. There are 2 books, Burnout by Emily and Amelia Nagozi. If you can find them, please get them. The Gift of Imperfection. Please, if you can find this book, they are going to help you. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Your well-being is what's protecting. Thank you.
My goodness, my goodness. Deborah, a round of applause. Please, if you're joining us virtually, you're joining us on radio, please give an audio round of applause for Deborah. Because for me, even I say my book, see, honestly, I have been writing and jotting things down. Even in our WhatsApp group, myself, Tone, and everybody have just been writing things that we have been picking. It's like you've given us a lot of things to actually think about. Well, I don't know, but I think we need to actually, Marvelous, I think we need to share this out there, maybe the recording, so that a lot of women will get to hear this, especially to the Women Radio Network members, so that they get to understand that there are a lot of things that we are doing. Because all of us are just busy, 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 busy. Are we being productive? We're just busy. Are we flourishing? We know see flourish. So what's actually going on with us? I mean, no, Deborah, thank you very much for taking us through that. I'm sure that a lot of us, we agree to a lot of things that Deborah has said, this evening. And some of us are guilty of all of these things. We'll be doing a lot of things that we're feeling guilty that as a woman, are you supposed to rest safe? And all of that. And some people, society now are making you feel like, you're a woman now. You're supposed to carry everything on top of your head. Now the whole world, let's give ourselves a break. Please pat yourself at the back and tell yourself that you are doing well. Well done. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're not doing it. It's just to refocus. It's just to, just do it. Make a balance, create a balance. That's just it. Just create that balance. Okay, so now thank you very much once again, Deborah Toby Olawale. We really, really do appreciate all of these amazing insights that you have given us. I was telling my group members that Deborah is giving us punchlines to think about. So these are a lot of things that Deborah has really spoken about that we don't even take seriously. We just take them for granted. All right, so now it's time for the Q&A. And like Deborah said, you could drop your questions at, the chat box. And if you have a question that you'd want to ask, please just raise your hand and we'll definitely call you, unmute you and give you a chance to speak, okay, and ask your questions directly. So if you have a question, you can I think we'll have time to take about 2 or 3 questions from our online audience. So please do so. And then for those who are listening to me on radio, please do well to send a WhatsApp message. Please send a WhatsApp message. Okay, just send a WhatsApp message to 081 55 917 917. And of course, you can also send a WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. Those are the numbers to send your messages. Let's get your questions, your concerns, about yourself, maybe the way your life is going. Maybe you feel you are burnt out. You don't even know what to do. You don't even know how to get yourself back. Because sometimes, Deborah mentioned that if you're not yet married, that's the time to build your support system. And if you're married, you should make sure that the person you're married to is the probably the strongest person in your support system, because that's where it to come from. So these are definitely things to really think about and to take care of. So yeah, If you have a question, please do want to raise your hands in the chat box, and we will definitely, or rather, drop your questions in the chat box. Or if you want to speak, you want to ask, please do well to just raise your hands, and we'll allow you to speak. Okay, so I think we have a few questions here that we will be taking. In the meantime, before maybe we have anyone wants to ask questions, this question first. Now, this one, yeah, this particular question says, I think we got this from text, a WhatsApp message, and it says, I'm stressed from work and family balance as I find myself struggling now. I even feel depressed as my head and mind is always spinning around different directions. How do I go about this? So I'll just read the question again, Deborah, maybe so that you'll be able to get it well. I'm stressed from work and family balance as I find myself struggling now. I even feel depressed as my head and mind is always spinning around different directions. That's one question. So I'll just give you two questions so that you just take them together. Now, another one here, another text message we have says that how do I create time with feeling guilty? How do I create time for myself without feeling guilty? So these are the two questions, and they didn't even come with a name. Oh, I wish you drop your name from those that sent the SMS line. That's the text message and WhatsApp lines. I just wish that we got names. But hey, these are the two questions we have, Deborah. So just quickly take us through this in just a few minutes so we're able to understand. And then for those who want to ask on Zoom, please do well to drop chat box rather. Let's have that in the chat box. And then okay, we still have some more questions coming in, Deborah. So let's start with these two first.
All right, thank you, Rose, for those questions. I wish I knew the person that asked the second one. I have a question for you too. If you are strong and you need to go to the hospital, right, will you be guilty that you are strong? Will you be guilty that you are not doing what you are supposed to do? I really do doubt it, right? So, first of all, you have to understand that you need the rest. You should rest because you cannot give what you don't have. We are not machines. And if you don't take a break, you are going to break down. So it's not even what we should, rest is not what we should be bargaining or talking about. It is what even God rested. So how much more you? You see that? So you must understand that there is always time to create it. Ensure at times just off your phone. Just create that structure. Is all about structure. And for the first person that spoke about, family and work, right? So, well, I don't have
balance,
the full.
yes.
Yes, I don't have the full picture, but here is what I would say is, I would have referred you to a teaching of mine on YouTube where I spoke about systems. There are systems you need to create at home, right? So where are you? What is stressing you in the house? Is it the domestic part? Is it the children? What can you do, right? If it's the domestic part, can it be given to someone? Can it be outsourced, right? So you can create system. So ensure you get where the stress is coming from. And at work too, I understand work can be stressful. However, how can you do it, right? That work remains work between that time, and when you get home, you are able to separate the two. So whatever is also causing stress at work, you can revisit it. How can I manage my work well? Right? Is it that I don't know some things, or why is this job giving me stress? So you can talk about it, and I believe that once structures are created, you will be able to create balance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deborah. Structures, balance is what Deborah is saying. And I like the fact you said that if you carry yourself to the hospital, will you feel guilty about it? That one is what, at the end of the day, once your body gets tired, it has a way of telling you that I am tired, take your rest. And you are forced to actually take that rest. So why would you let yourself get to that point that your body will tell you that, oh, wait, so I don't tire, or calm down, I know be machine, calm down. So let's not get to that point of it. All right. So Deborah, we have another question here. This one is from Taye, and she's sending this from Magodo. Taye says, for women who don't have strong support system, how do they create balance and avoid burnout? So now she's talking about support system. How do we have people who don't have strong support system? How do we have create this strong support system? And create this balance, to avoid burnout.
Thank you, Rose. Number one is some women don't even see it that their spouse is a support system. They believe as a
Hmm.
woman, they are the one to do everything. And I am saying that no. So you are not to do everything. It should be shared responsibility. However, I also do not know the structure in your house, right? So have conversation with your spouse. What can your spouse help you to do? What can you do? Have that conversation. Some women have not had
Hmm.
it because they believe that they are the one to do it. No, have that conversation with your spouse. While you are cooking, maybe your husband is bathing the children. That's what marriage is, right? Where both of you are able to do these things.
But
Okay,
Deborah,
so
we know that, Deborah, we know that some husbands, they not just want greed, they not go just help.
yes, that's where I'm now
In this
going
kind of
to.
situation.
So if
Okay.
he's not going to agree to that, then he would
Hmm.
agree that some things should be outsourced. Do you see? He would. So
Hmm.
if you cannot help in the house, okay, what in the
Yeah.
house can be outsourced that will relieve me of the stress? Because I can't do everything.
Hmm.
And we have to be fair that way.
Yeah.
Some are not firm at all. They believe
Hmm.
it is what I have to do, everything. No, I have come to save you from that today. Do you see that? Have that conversation. If he's not agreeing, right, then let's outsource some of these things. Is it the house chores? There are things we can outsource. While I do the cooking, are we
Hmm.
getting a nanny? These are conversations. If you don't begin to stand up for your own health, no one is going to do that for you. Thank you. No one.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. If you don't stand up for your own health, nobody's going to do that for you. So while you were giving us, your lecture and all of that, Precious Onoja Alfred from the chat box actually put that I want to redefine time of answering calls. There was a part where you said, "Oh, let me know what you want to, redefine, or something that you want to do to better yourself." And Precious put down that I want to redefine my time of answering calls. So maybe you speak to that. And then she also comes down to see that balancing my work and extended family issues is giving me a great concern. I have a good support system as a husband, but other family is a challenge. So Deborah, what advice would you give to Precious with these two things that she has brought, to us this evening?
All right. Thank you again. Oh, Precious, I feel you and sorry to hear that. However, I don't know the situation of the extended family, but if it's what you can have a conversation
Hmm.
with your extended family, this is where I am. This is what I can do, right? Let everybody understand. I know it's good that we go beyond for our families, but you cannot just go beyond and beyond yourself. So when they know what you can offer, I believe that other things can be put in place for the extended family. If it's money the extended family needs, they understand, right, that this is the amount you can provide.
Hmm.
What other means can the extended family also create? You see, when we are always there for people, and we will deprive people of also thinking for themselves. We will think we are doing them good but we're actually depriving them of some things, of them stretching themselves too. So they must know where you stand. And they begin to think of something that can be done. So let everybody get into thinking. Let everybody get to work, right? And I believe that way, let's have conversation with them. Like, this is what you can do and you cannot go beyond. However, I believe the conversation will work.
Okay, to do. All right, Precious, I hope you've heard that. I was taking notes of that too. So she also talked about, I want to redefine my time of answering calls. Now, should that actually be a thing? Because we want to look at it from the work parts of it. We have some people who, like you said, would take work back home. And it's not because they cannot, or let me put it this way, they take work back home because they just, maybe to an extent, feel that the whole pressure of work is on me. If I don't get this done, something will happen tomorrow. My boss will not be happy. Kiniko, you will have a lot of these complaints. Meanwhile, you're bringing it back home, and the time you're supposed to have for yourself or for your loved ones at home, you don't have that. And then, you find a lot of people still going on calls after work hours. They just want to give you one tax or the other. They want to do this. Or you find a lot of people just being overly busy, especially us women, because at the end of the day, in the work environment, you get to find out that women have to work twice as hard, as the men. So with all of this, how do we then create, the balance? How do we get to reclaim our peace? How do we get to be productive without, seeming or looking like we're overdoing? Because even as we're trying to work twice as hard, as the men in the office spaces, sometimes even the men too will be looking at us like, this woman, she too they overdo. Why should they overdo for this office? Meanwhile, they just understand that if I don't do it, I might not just get promoted. So with all of this, office politics that could be going on, how do we then create this balance? Because we want to forge ahead. We want to feel like we're doing something. And that could be a lot of pressure.
Oh, thank you, Rose. And while I relate with that, I believe that it is better to work smart than to work hard, right? So I'm starting from where you ended about promotion and all of that. If you know your onions, I believe, if you know your onions, it's not a gender thing, right? In most cases, it's not a gender thing. However, I also think that once our bosses give us task, and we look at it, don't give a time where you know that you cannot finish the task. Sir, this will take 2 days. Let your boss know that. Don't, because, oh, maybe promotion or no promotion, right? Let them know the days it will take. Sir, this will take 2 days. So you have calculated, this is the time I will use at work. And when you come back the next day, you will continue it. Because once you allow that, you put yourself under pressure, they bring more pressure. Do you see that? So at times, we are the one that allow some of these things. So I'm not saying be late. In fact, be up and doing, but know what you are doing. This task you are asking of me, I can't finish it today, sir. Will it be okay if I continue tomorrow? Have conversation with your bosses. All right. So once you create that standard, you know when you can finish a task and when you cannot finish a task, and then you voice out on it. That takes away the pressure from you. Right. And the person that spoke about, she wants to redefine when she picks call. I believe she knows what she's saying. Perhaps she picks call during sometimes she needs to be sleeping and all of that. I believe you do understand. So please do redefine that. Let people know when you receive call and when you don't. At least no one should be calling you at odd hours, right? No
Okay.
one should be. So let them know. So all of these things, I spoke about boundaries. So boundaries are not wall, but they are that bridges. They just know you for who you are, and they will respect it as time goes on. That is
I
it.
like that. Yeah, I like that. So it's better to be known for something. Known that, okay, they know that Roso, after 6 p.m. like this, if you call her, you will not even get her. So don't even bother till tomorrow. And once you're
I
able to
agree.
create such boundaries, it will definitely help you out. All right. So thank you, Deborah. So I'm just going to give you, let's say 4 minutes to just give us your final, words, your final thoughts that would just help us, shaping our minds in terms of getting back our peace, productivity, how we can be more productive, and all of it just in 3 to 4 minutes, just your final words, of maybe advice if you want, or just something for us to take back home.
Okay, thank you, Rose. I'm not sure we use up to 4 minutes that you gave me, but what I would just say, I've
Okay.
said, yes, I've said most, but here is it. You cannot
Hmm.
give what you don't have. You cannot. So if you continually, I was going to give you, I'm a Christian, right? So let me give you a scripture, is that those that have, right, and they continually take
Hmm.
from them, to get to a point in time, they would not have again, right? So you must get to the point where you must create a structure where you refuel yourself. You must create a point where you can create impact, because that is what you will be known for. Do you see? That is what you will. In fact, the people you are self-sacrificing for, at the end of the day, will come back to ask you question that why did you not do things for yourself?
Hmm.
They would question
True.
you. Our mothers, I'm doing it for my children, I'm doing it for my children. To get to a point in time, your
Hmm.
children will rise up and question you and say, Mother, you should have taken a break. There is more to you. There is more to you. And that is what I'm going to say. There is more to you. Find out and go for it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much. I feel like you have helped us to refocus ourselves, honestly. And that last question and the last point you just gave, just, a lot of movies that we've watched, life stories that we've seen, where the children will come and say, Mom, boy, you would have left a long time ago. Mom, you should have taken care of yourself. Mom, you should. And then I started asking, but this woman made sacrifices for you. So how are we here? But then again, that's what happens when you don't take care of yourself. So I must say thank you very much. If you're following us online or you're listening to us on radio, please a round of applause where you are for Deborah Toby Olawale. Thank you so much for all of this amazing and inspiring insights that you've given to us this evening. This has enlightened us. This has, made us see the world in a different view as women who want to hustle and we still want to have that peace of mind and we still want to be productive. So it's not about going up and down every day, every day, every day. What is going on within you? What is happening with you? So thank you very much, Deborah. We really do appreciate you. Thank you for guiding us on how to step beyond the hustle and embrace peace, purpose, and productivity. Hopefully, in the webinars that we're going to be having, we'll probably get to bring you back once again. All right, so all of you who are listening, if you want us to touch a specific aspect when it comes to the Women Engagement Series, please do well to drop it in the chat box right now. If you're listening to me on radio, do well to send a message on what you would want our next theme to be about. We will definitely we'll definitely get to work on it because I mean we're doing this because of you. Okay, so which direction would you want us to go next? The first one was on securing funding for a business, the one we had in May, and this one it has to do with you, your wellness, your mental state, your peace, your purpose, your productivity. So what would you want the next one to be? You can go ahead and drop it in the chat box before we go. If you're listening to me, please do want to send us a message on 070-317-56537 or 08155-917-917. Please do well to do all of this. Okay, now to all our participants online and on radio, remember that true productivity comes from a place of balance. Okay, it comes from there. So make time to rest. Rest, rest, rest. Take time. Don't worry. If you rest, nobody is going to overtake you. In fact, if he's overtaking is allowed. Your own time will come. You too will get there. Okay, so yes, take time to rest, reconnect with your purpose, and protect your mental state, your emotional well-being. If you don't protect all of these things, like Deborah said, you cannot give from an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have. It's not possible. It's not possible. Like if you happen, there's no way that is happening at all. Okay, so here are some call to action. Just to reiterate some of the things that Deborah has said. Practice, some of these strategies that Deborah has shared with us today. Practice a lot of them. I don't know for you, but me, I wrote a lot of things down. So which I'm going to be practicing. Create intentional time for self-care and reflection. If you have to take your kids to grandma's house, if you have to, take some days off, please do well to do so. Okay. Now realign your daily hustle with your bigger purpose. Deborah talked about doing something every day, little things every day that add value to you. Okay. So you need to realign your daily hustle with your bigger purpose. And most importantly, protect your peace. You see, I hold my ear, hear it well, and hear it well. Protect your peace. So this is to appreciate each and every one of you who joined us this evening. Thank you to the whole team behind this for making it possible, from Marvelous to Hillary to Precious, Aisha and Co, Ore, all of you. Thank you so much for making this, come to be. And we are definitely excited that this has happened. So I'm just signing off right now, but hey, the Women Engagement Series will definitely be back, okay? And we would definitely love to have you join us in the next engagement series. So do well to enjoy the rest of the evening and stay empowered, stay balanced, and keep thriving. And by the way, happy new month in advance, okay? So do well to take care of yourself. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and this has been wonderful with you. This is your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. Do well to have a great evening ahead and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good evening.
Get ready for the night edition of the Voice of Women Conference and Awards, VOW 2025. Theme: Harness in Men's Solidarity and Grassroots Women's Influence for Female Leadership and Governance.